Hi, my name is Kacper, and in this video I'm going to give you a quick overview of AOE's product solution for airports. As some of you hopefully already know, AOE is a digitization company that has set out to revolutionize how airports do digital travel commerce. In order to achieve that, the way we look at our product is always from a customer perspective. And customers today, they expect more than just being treated as cattle that's being, navigated through the airport from A to B, from gate to finally checking into the aircraft, but rather they expect a seamless end-to-end experience. And this is what we are, with our product solution, also trying to achieve for customers that are purchasing items that generate ancillary revenues for airports. So this includes, for example, things like including your parking booking already into the booking flow of the airline, providing recommendations before the customer actually enters the airport for retail products or food and beverage solutions, as well as providing customers the option to shop at the airport or pick up the items that they have reserved previously and get them delivered to anywhere in the world they want, be it their hotel that they're spending time at the destination that they're traveling to, or at home. This means that you need to be able to sell anything, anywhere, at any time. Our product solution provides you the ability to do exactly this. This means that you're able to conquer any channel that you're selling through, be it an offline POS that you build or the online solution, as well as creating touchless pickup options, which are even more important in today's world. Obviously, this is not only centered around what the customer experiences, but actually tries to achieve a profitable business model for you as well. So we also provide everything around supply chain management and sales management for your retailers and for you in order to manage this platform in an efficient way. And lastly, obviously, all of this combined also leads to a higher customer satisfaction and an increased customer experience. Now, what in a product do you need in order to achieve all of this that I've been talking about? And we always look at this from three perspectives. What does the product need in order to serve the customer? What does it need in order to serve your vendors and retailers? And what does it need in order to help you to actually manage the business and manage it in an efficient way so that it actually generates profit? So as always, let's start with the customer. When we look at our customer, the first thing that they will notice when interacting with our solution is obviously the front end. And we've managed to create a white label progressive web app that's optimized around a luxurious experience, because we're seeing that more and more retail revenues actually generated not from the typical duty-free sales that you've seen in the past, but actually from growing categories like premium electronics and luxury fashion items. And this is something that we've optimized for because we're providing all of the functionality that luxury brands and premium brands actually expect, like the ability to create shop-in-shop experiences or premium boutiques, and the ability to create engaging landing pages that will capture your users' attention and will actually guide them to create sales. All of this is white labeled, which means that we are providing a very short time in which we can roll this out for you and launch and learn, basically. So not spend months in a project that will finally deliver something that you then have to live with for the rest of your life, but rather launch small and from actual customer feedback then improve upon this. Lastly, what customers also expect today is that you offer them all of the payment options that they are used to be using. So, of course, we're providing a standard credit card payment integration, but we also can do mixed payments, which are more advanced, like integrating into airlines' loyalty systems and allow customers to actually burn their miles for retail products that they're reserving for the airports, or use alternative payment methods like Alipay, WeChat Pay, Union Pay that customers from certain regions might be more used to. Now, of course, in order to actually discover a product that a customer might be interested in, what you need in a solution is a world-class search, personalization, and recommendation engine. So our search solution provides everything that you would expect from a modern search solution. It covers a live search that includes recommendation, recommended products, recommended keywords that you might be using, popular keywords that users have been using, as well as filters and facets to narrow down your search results to, for example, the right size of the t-shirt that a user is looking for. These search results are actually order improving, which means that our search engine actually learns from all of the inputs that users are entering and their subsequent behavior in order to return better results to the next user that is actually inputting a search query into our search. Now, search is relevant if the user already kind of knows what they're searching for, but our solution goes beyond that. We are actually also providing a recommendation engine that learns from the behavior of the users that are visiting your shop and can provide recommendations that are trying to predict a behavior that the user might be showing based on statistical twins that we're building. And so we're actually able to provide recommendations to users without them telling us what they are interested in. All of this is manageable for you in the backend, so we're providing something we call the Searchperience Cockpit, which actually helps you to manage the search behavior, to adjust for certain promotions that you're trying to promote, or certain search results where you feel like they are not 100% what your users might be expecting, so you can just tweak and play around with this as you need. Lastly, our search promotions feature also helps you, for example, sell media estate on your website. So you could approach a brand and tell them, if you pay me an amount of X, I will promote your search results when a user enters, for example, a smartphone search or something similar to this. That way you can not only provide users with relevant promotions from these brands, but also monetize actually each search that a user does on your website and thus create new revenue streams that you might not have had before. Now, when you finally manage to have a user order something or pre-reserve it, what's important is that you actually can source the product that they require and can also deliver this to the customer. And for that, we actually are providing a vendor-agnostic platform, which means that you can onboard any retailer from any segment with any product category that you're needing. That this can be retail products, but can also be food and beverage offerings, as well as services like parking, like a parking service, a hotel booking service, or insurances, for example. All of this is managed through one central platform, which means that you do not have to have multiple installations for multiple vendors, but you'd be managing everything, all of the data in one central platform. And all of this is also multi-channel capable, which means that no matter whether you're selling through a airline booking flow, an OTA, your own website, or any third-party channel, you're actually able to integrate all of this through our solution, through one installation, and keeping inventory in just one place. The customer service interface behind all of this is very intuitive, which means that if a customer calls, if they have an issue, you have all the tools you need in order to resolve any problem a customer might be facing. And lastly, and I think most importantly actually, we are able to cater for any delivery options that your customers expect. This includes a standard delivery option like pick up in store, or ship from store, or home delivery, but can also be integrated with more advanced solutions like a touchless locker pickup that's becoming more relevant as we speak. Additionally, to like typical e-commerce solutions, we are real omni-channel, which means that we are also providing solutions for an offline sales channel. So our solution also includes a digital EPOS system that's very portable and actually allows you to set up store anywhere at the airport or anywhere in the world for that matter, with the same abilities that our online store would have, which means that your sales staff can actually provide users the same recommendations that they would be provided on the website, plus a human touch when talking to them. Obviously, the payment methods accepted there have the same flexibility as we provide online, so you can take credit card payments, cash payments, and also provide mixed payment options by taking part of the payment with credit card and the other part, for example, with a loyalty miles payment from an airline of your liking. In order to create such an experience for a customer though, you obviously need a solution to manage the staff that is responsible for this. And for that we are providing an HR management module that allows you to track all of your inventory end to end from purchasing it from a supplier to actually handing it over to the customer, plus any returns processes that might happen, so that you have full transparency around where an item is and how your staff is handling them. This means that we are mostly able to reduce theft rates and inventory shrinkage to almost zero, and you're able to manage the HR resources that you have very efficiently. Now, the architecture of our solution, and I've hinted to this already, is headless, which means that it's completely API-driven and can be integrated into any sales channel of your liking, which makes it easier to sell to customers that maybe are not used to the typical sales channels that we in Europe are used to, but are actually used to shopping through channels like Jessica's Secret or WeChat apps. And all of this is already very easily available through all of the integration options that are available, like CSV exports, manual exports, or our preferred way RESTful APIs or event-based integrations. And this, as I said, allows you to place orders and consume orders from any third-party channel that you might be integrating in. And many of these are already integrated per default. And lastly, you are obviously also creating cross and upselling opportunities through this. If you, for example, integrate again into an airline booking flow your parking options, you're not only providing the customer with a better experience because they don't have to go through to a different website in order to book a parking spot for the car that they are parking at the airport when flying, but are actually able to make this a smoother experience and at the same time create cross and upselling opportunities for airlines that you're cooperating with, and that way increase your revenue. Last but not least, I've also mentioned that all of this actually creates a lot of data. But data is worthless if you do not have the tools to actually make use of this. And this is what our analytics solution provides you with. It's an advanced reconciliation module that makes sure that all of the retailers and vendors you're working with will actually get the exact right amount of money at the end of each month or at the time that you agree with them. It also makes sure that you track everything that customers are doing, be it online or through any sales channel, and can actually get to know the preferences of your customers, not only on an individual customer level, but more importantly on an overall segmentation level, where you're able to put customers into certain segments, and therefore if you encounter a new customer through any sales channel, be able to predict into which segment they might be falling and provide them the right recommendations and optimizations to increase your sales. And this conversion optimization is not only something that our tool helps you with, but is actually also a service that we're providing to you by helping you identify the correct data points and create the correct learnings out of this in order to optimize the experience. Now, the way that we approach this, especially during these times now, is a bit more different than in the past. And many e-commerce providers are actually reliant on you to invest heavily into their solution before you are able to roll it out and actually create revenue with this. And this is something that our subscription model actually addresses. So we were able to minimize the amount of initial investment that you have to do in order to roll out this platform, and are also minimizing the operational expense that you have, because they are based on the amount of revenue that you're generating through our platform. That way we're increasing our own interest in you being successful with this platform, and are doing everything that we can to help you with this. Now, I've already talked a little bit about our infrastructure, but I wanted to give you a quick overview over this as well. So I've already mentioned that all of this is API-based, so all of this functionality is not only available through our storefronts, but can actually be offered to any third-party channel that you're selling to as well. And in addition to that, it's also highly modular. So you can choose whether you want to actually apply the complete, full-fledged solution, offering you this complete end-to-end experience, but also requiring a bit more training and a bit more know-how in how to use this. But alternatively, you could actually also just start with one of the modules and then build from that until you've actually built a relevant business. And when building this business, we're not leaving you alone, but we're actually supporting you from day one. So we are also experienced in building these business models and are happy to share our knowledge with this, as well as our agile approach to all of this, which means that we'll also give you a hand in choosing the right technology to integrate with, onboard your e-commerce team that might be running this platform, define a go-to-market strategy, and after you've went live, also help you with a continuous improvement of the platform by, for example, increasing conversion rates or finding new opportunities that you might have otherwise missed. And our team is very experienced with this, because it's not something that we've done once or twice, but actually have done for a couple of customers, some of which you might already know. And just to mention two, the first one would be the Heathrow boutique that you might have seen and can just use online right now. It provides a lot of the features that I've mentioned today, like our advanced search and recommendation engine with their live search capability and tailored recommendations, as well as all of the luxury features that I've mentioned, like the shop-in-shop boutiques and the pre-reserve ability for in-store pickup. A different customer with a also slightly different use case, which you might be interested in, is Auckland Airport, which also sells through an online channel, but in addition to that has integrated a WeChat app with our sales channel, catering for Chinese customers. And as an additional business model, is also allowing customers to actually purchase items for a tax-free price downtown by selling them the downtown price when they enter the store, and then delivering the item to a collection point at the airport, thus exporting the item that the customer has purchased and handing it over to them at the airport, which on the one hand side saves the customer the tax that they'd otherwise have to pay, plus it provides them a very nice service by not having to, you buy this huge watch, for example, and you don't have to carry it around the whole time you're in Auckland, but you can just very easily pick it up at the airport, which from a customer perspective is great, and from the airline and retailer perspective also provides additional revenue opportunities. Now, I hope that you found all of this interesting and are now even more interested into asking a lot of questions. And I'd like to do all of this in person, which is kind of, by the times we're in right now, prevented a little bit. But you have the opportunity to ask questions in the webinar window, or if you want to reach out to me via email or via LinkedIn by scanning the QR code you should be seeing on the screen. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope to see you soon.